Hello amazing people, my name is Chenemi and once again you're welcome to my channel. In today's video I'll be teaching you how to make this v-neck top with a symmetric hemline. This is very simple and easy to make. You need at least around 2 yards or 1.5 yards of fabric to achieve this dress. Now you can choose to use a plain fabric or a pattern fabric. I use an Ankara fabric to make mine. But before we get started, I'd like you to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notification button so you get notified each time I post a new video. But for this video, let's get started. So you go ahead and fold your fabric into two. I'll be drafting first of all the back pattern, and right there I went ahead to mark my start line. My start line is 1 inch high, yes, right there. And then after that I went ahead to mark my half cut at 16 inches. And then I connected it straight up to meet the edge right there. So 16 inches is my half cut. Go ahead and use your half cut measurement. Once that is done, I went ahead to mark my top length. My top length is 25 inches long, so I'll mark 26 inches, 1 inch for sewing allowance. So 25 inches is my top length, the extra 1 inch is for my sewing allowance. So after that is done, I'll go ahead and mark my shoulder measurement at 7.5 inches. And then I'll go ahead and add extra 7.5 inches for my sleeve, and then I add extra ½ inch for sewing allowance. So depending on how long you want your sleeve to be, go ahead and determine it. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and mark my sleeve opening at 9.5 inches. 9.5 inches is my sleeve opening, and once I'm done marking that, I'll go ahead and mark my neckline. So my neckline is 3 inches wide for the back and then 1 inch deep. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and connect it with a curve like so. I'm just cross-checking to make sure I have the same measurement. So around my sleeve opening, I'll go ahead and connect the line straight to meet my center back. And then on that line, I'll go ahead and place my bust measurement divided by 4. My bust measurement divided by 4 is 9.25 inches, and then I'll go ahead and add extra 2 inches to it. So go ahead and determine your bust measurement, divide by 4 and add extra 2 inches to it. So my under bust measurement is 7.5, and then I went ahead to add extra 2 inches to it also. And from then I connected it to meet my bust measurement around the upper part right there. And then on this hemline, I went ahead to mark my hip measurement divided by 4, which is 10 plus extra 2.5 inches. I added 0.5 inches just because it's the hip measurement. So I went ahead to connect it right so. So I connected from my bust to meet my waistline, then from my waistline to meet my hip line. And then on that part, I'll go ahead and connect with a curve just to blend into my bust line. Once I'm done with that, I'll go ahead and mark my sleeve opening right there. And then around the sleeve opening, I'll go in by 0.5 inches and then connect to meet. Do not forget that 0.5 inch, it is very important for your sleeve slope. It gives your sleeve a very beautiful slope around that area. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and mark 1 inch upward around the hip line, and then I'll connect it with a curve to blend into my top length. That's just to give it that slight stylish look by the side. So once that is done, I went ahead to cut it out like you see me doing. Just go ahead and cut it out, all the marked area around the shoulder. And then on the shoulder slope, I went ahead to connect it from my sleeve opening down upwards to meet my neckline right there. So I just went ahead to connect it like so. Make sure I have 0.5 inches for sewing allowance. So right there, I'm trying to cut out the neckline, and then I'm trying to slope my shoulder and leaving out that 0.5 inches, which is my sewing allowance. Just go ahead and slope your shoulder around that area. So I'm just cross-checking to make sure I have the required measurement. So after cutting the back, I went ahead and fold my fabric into two so I can cut the front. And go ahead and place your back pattern on your front pattern, leaving out 3.5 inches in front. 3.5 inches in front. Now if you want your neckline to be a bit high, just go ahead and do 3 inches. 3 inches is fine, but mine I went ahead to mark 3.5 inches. I want the neck not too high. So around the hem right there, I added 4.5 inches for my asymmetric extension. So for the extension, I added 4.5 inches, and then I went ahead to blend it to meet the hem right there. So once that is done, I went ahead to mark the 3 inches, which is my neckline. I went ahead to replicate it on the front pattern, and then I went ahead to connect my bust line there, and then I went ahead to connect also my half cut line, which is 16 inches. So once that is done, I'll take out my back pattern, and then I'll go ahead and mark 7.5 inches for my neck depth for the front pattern. Just do 7 inches if you want your neck to be high. So my neckline for the front is 3 inches wide and 7.5 inches deep. I repeat, just go ahead and mark 7 inches if you want it to be high. So I connected the V neckline like so, and then from that place I'll go ahead and extend this V neckline. I'll extend it from this part to meet my bust line. Record that my bust line is at 11 inches right there. So my bust line is 11 inches and my half cut is 16 inches. So I connected from the neckline right there to meet my bust line, and then I went ahead to cut it out like so. Now I'll go ahead and notch the 7.5 inches there, just to make sure I know where my intercept is going to be for the neckline. So go ahead and do the same, and then I went ahead to cut out the hem of this dress like so. Just cut the shapes out the same on the sides and also on the sleeve, and then I went ahead to cut the same thing on the shoulder. So once that is done, I'm going to slit my center front open like so, and once that is done, I'm going to intercept them at 3.5 inches just to determine which part my asymmetric or my extension is going to sit. So I want my extension to sit at the right part of my center front, so I'll pick out the left side of my center front, and then I'll place my back pattern on it like so, and then I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have them equal around the hemline. But if you want your extension to sit on your left side of your front pattern, go ahead and cut the right side of your front pattern equal with the back around the hemline. I hope that is clear. So once that is done, this is the result I have, and then I'm going to go ahead and place my right side on it so you see the difference. Now once I place it on it, you see the extension is on the right side of my fabric right there. I'm just trying to cross them to intercept at 3.5 inches. So once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and turn my fabric to my camera so you can see it very well, and then I'll mark 1.5 inches around the extension. That is because I don't want the extension to be sitting straight. It's a bit slanty, so I just go ahead and cut it out like so. So 1.5 inches around there, connect it upwards, and then go ahead and cut it out like you see me do. So once that is done, this is the result. This is what you have for your front pattern. And the next thing to go ahead and do is to cut your belt. I went ahead to cut my belt at 20 inches. You can do 24, 25, determine the length of your belt, but mine is 20 inches and the width is 3 inches wide. So go ahead and cut your belt whatever shape you want it to take, and then for that you're done. So once I'm done cutting my belt, I went ahead to cut the lining for both the front and the back pattern. Now cut this lining one after another. Cut the front pattern with the extension differently from the other side that does not have the extension. So this is the back pattern. I'm going to go ahead and place my lining on top of it like so, and then I'll go to my sewing machine and then sew round the neckline like so, and then I'll go ahead and top stitch it. Top stitching is very important. Now cut your lining 0.5 inches shorter than your main fabric. Now for this part it is equal, but I did cut out 0.5 inches around that area like so, and then I went ahead to sew. So once I was done sewing, I'm going to go ahead and notch the edge, the hem like so. I want that hem to sit perfectly. So once that is done, I went ahead to notch my neckline also. Carefully, I went ahead to notch it also. Once that is done, I'll go ahead and place my lining on my front pattern, the one with the asymmetric extension. So I went ahead to cut out the 0.5 inches I told you around the hem. So your lining should be 0.5 inches shorter than your main fabric. So right sides facing up, I placed my lining on it like so, and then I went ahead to sew around the neckline like so, and then across the center front, and then also around the hem. So go ahead and sew yours like that. So I'm done sewing, and then I'll go ahead and notch around the neckline like so. Once I'm done notching that area, I'll also go ahead and notch the hem. This notching is very important. It helps your blouse to sit perfectly around the hemline. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and cut out the lining for the left side of my center front. Now I'll go ahead and cut this out separately. What I did right here was that I used one pattern to cut two of the linings, and you can see at the edge right there I had shortage of the lining. So go ahead and cut your fabric or your lining individually. Go ahead and cut it individually. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and sew around the neckline. It's just a repeated process. And then I'll sew around that area and also around the edge. Please do not forget to cut your lining differently for the center front. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and notch the neckline and also notch the hem like so. And then once I'm done notching, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over and then give it a good press. So I'm done turning all of them over, and I've gone ahead to iron it properly. So once that is done, I will be working on how to couple this together to give us our blouse. So once that is done, you go ahead and place your three patterns together. That's your back piece and your front piece together, and go ahead and trim around equally around the shoulder line and also around the sleeve. So trim equally around the sleeve and then around the shoulder line. That is because we're going to be closing in or sewing in the sleeve opening. So I'm just trying to make sure I have equal trims around all the edges. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and turn my back pattern inside out, and then I'll sew around the sleeve. I'll also do the same thing for the front. I'll turn my lining inwards like so, and then I'm going ahead and sew around my sleeve. This is just to sew in the sleeve opening. So once I'm done, I went ahead to iron it, and this is the result I have. So go ahead and sew in your sleeve opening like so. Once that is done, go ahead and place your back pattern right side facing up, and then place one side of your center front on it like so. Then you want to go ahead and put your hand through your lining for one of the piece for the center front, and then go ahead and join it shoulder to shoulder like so. Pass your hand through the lining, in between the lining and the main fabric, and then go ahead and pull the shoulder out like so. This process will help you sew in your shoulder slope neatly. So once that is done, you go ahead and sew at 0.5 inches across that line. So once that is done, this is the result. This is what you will have. So we're going to be doing this process for the other side. You also go ahead and place the other side of your center front, right sides facing each other. Also pass your hand through in between the lining and the main fabric. Join it shoulder to shoulder and go ahead and pull out your shoulder out of the upper part like so. And then once that is done, just go ahead and tuck it in like so. Once that is done, you go ahead and sew at 0.5 inches across it. It's a repeated process, just like you did for the first shoulder. So once that is done, your shoulder is joined together and it's so neat. So this is the result. This is what we have. And then I'll go ahead and place my belt at 13 inches. Now go ahead and determine where you want your belt to be. Yours can be at 14 or 15 inches, but I want mine to start at 13 inches. because it is 3 inches, it's going to lay around 13 inches down to around 14.5 or 15 inches thereabout. So it's seated there at 13 to 15 inches. So I'm done attaching my belt to both sides of my center front like so. Then I've gone ahead to overlap it, and the overlap is at 3.5 inches. Then I'll go ahead and put my buttons before I'll close the sides together. So you can use any type of press button that you want. You can use the metal one, or you can use the plastic. This is the type I use for this dress. So you're going to go ahead and put one right there, and then I went ahead to mark the other places I want my buttons to sit. So I had about 4 buttons right there. So one will be placed right there, the other one will be placed right here, and the other one right there, and then the last one will be placed right there. So this is how I intend to align my buttons. So when I'm done sewing, this is the result. This is what I will have. So now I'm going to be showing you how to put your buttons without it showing on the right side of your fabric. So but before then, I'm marking where the presser will be seated. So first of all, let's go ahead and sew in this part. First of all, you're going to attach it like so. Just follow what I do, just the normal way you put your buttons. And then once that is done, I'll go ahead and put the others. So I've gone ahead to put the others like so, but the focus of this button is on the overlap itself, on the side with the extension. So go ahead and pick up your buttons and then place it on the lining like so, and make sure with your needle you only pick the lining and then pass it through your buttons like so, and then go ahead and sew it round. Make sure your needle is not picking your main fabric. Your needle is only picking your lining, and go ahead and attach your button like so. This is how to achieve that smooth look on the right side of your fabric. So once you fix your button like so, nobody's gonna know. It's not going to look like there's a button on it. Can you see that right there? So go ahead and do that for the other 4. And then once that is done, this is the look. This is what I have. So you won't know there's a button there unless you're wearing the dress. So once that is done, I'll go ahead and place my fabric right sides facing each other, and then I'll mark 1 inch from the sleeve opening to the hem of the dress. And make sure you tuck in your belt before marking that area, and then you go ahead and sew the marked area. Repeat the same process for the other side, and once that is done, you've come to the end of your sewing journey. And then I'd like you to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notification button so you get notified each time I post a new video. See you in my next video. I love you all. Bye.